A Huey helicopter with ties to one of the darkest days in United States history takes to the skies once again, thanks to the Celebrate Freedom Foundation.
9/11 was probably one of the worst days this country ever gone through. This aircraft was detailed to help as possible. This is a very particular helicopter and very special to us. We've been working on it for 6 years that I know of. We looked it over and said, we can make this a flying machine again.
The helicopter. An invention by aviation pioneer Igor Sikorsky revolutionized air transportation. Since their inception in 1939, helicopters have played critical roles in commercial aviation and military operations all over the world. Some helicopters have even become pop culture icons and cemented themselves throughout events of world history. But what if I told you that I found a helicopter which managed to do both with its service at the Pentagon on September 11th, 2001? After retirement from active service, she was once deemed unflyable. But the educational organization, the Celebrate Freedom Foundation, proved everyone wrong. How did they do it? I'm your host, Andrew Davis. Today's Curiosity Trek takes us to the Celebrate Freedom Foundation at the Columbia Metropolitan Airport in Columbia, South Carolina. Keith Sullivan, one of the Celebrate Freedom Foundation's head pilots, joins us to tell this helicopter's story and its restoration to flight status.
Hi, my name is Keith Sullivan. I've flown helicopters for about 4 decades now with the Air Force and civilian world. For the last 4 years, I've been assigned to and working with Celebrate Freedom Foundation.
Welcome to the show, Sully.
Thank you very much.
Now, what is this aircraft?
This is a UH-1H Huey helicopter. It's the most iconic helicopter, I think, in the world. It's been used since it came out in 1956 up until today. Huey came from its designation. It used to be called the HU-1. They have since changed the designation. It's now UH-1, but at first it was the HU-1, and people just looked at that and said, Huey. This particular one was developed in 1967. This is a 1973 version, a little bit longer than the other one. The thing that makes it so different in the helicopter world is that it has a turbine engine. Think of it as a turboprop. This helicopter is really unique because a lot of us call it the Swiss Army knife of helicopters. It does everything really well. 40 nations in the world are still flying.
The Celebrate Freedom Foundation's Huey helicopter flew operations at the Pentagon in Washington, D.C. when it was attacked on September 11th, 2001. It was through a stroke of luck that the Foundation rescued her years later and restored her flyability, a fully operational piece of American history. Now, what makes this particular helicopter in your collection so special?
This is a very particular helicopter and very special to us. 9/11 was probably one of the worst days this country ever gone through. And a lot of people don't know that, yes, the towers were hit, yes, the towers came down, but there was 2 other aircraft in the air. One aircraft did succeed and did attack the Pentagon, killed 184 people. This aircraft was based at Fort Meade at the time and was detailed to help as possible. We have the logbooks that show that it responded right after 911 and provided some equipment, transportation, people, investigators, and stuff like that. And it was also used after the rebuilding to do what Huey can do.
Now, about how long did it take to restore this aircraft back to flight status?
We've been working on it for 6 years that I know of, and I think it might be a little bit longer than that. It's very complicated, very labor intensive. It's very expensive to do. It was acquired by Aurora, working with Boeing. It was a test bed helicopter for research and development for different missions and different roles, different equipment. It has undergone a lot of modifications and transformations. We acquired it probably 6 or 7 years ago, and at that time they thought it was used up. They thought it was not able to be flown again. We looked it over and said, we can make this a flying machine again.
Now, what is the Celebrate Freedom Foundation?
Well, I'm glad you asked that. I've got better people that can answer that for you.
Hi, I'm Lori Brady. Celebrate Freedom Foundation. I am the Executive Vice President and STEM Director.
And I'm Jack Lovelady. I'm the President of the Celebrate Freedom Foundation, and like many of the other veterans within our organization, I'm retired Army and also a helicopter pilot.
Lori, Jack, it is an honor to have y'all with us on Curiosity Trek today. Could you tell us, what is the Celebrate Freedom Foundation? How did this whole organization get started?
Yes, I'd be happy to. So the Celebrate Freedom Foundation, we are primarily a group of military veterans that are supporting STEM education across the whole state of South Carolina, the schools. And we utilize a number of unique STEM training aids like this Cobra helicopter that you see here. And it all began back on Veterans Day on November 11th in 1999. We came up with the name Celebrate Freedom Foundation. We thought we need to do something to help educate the general public about the sacrifices that our World War II, the greatest generation, have made so that we can all live in the greatest nation on the planet. We were invited to Washington, D.C. This was just shortly after 9/11, the attack on our country. And we changed our focus of the foundation to STEM education. By then, we had our STEM program in about 1,500 high schools around the country. We provided testimony to members of the House and Senate Armed Services Committees, and the focus of the meeting was, why is America losing its industrial manufacturing base to primarily China and India and other countries? My response to that was, we're losing it because we're not focusing on STEM enough in our schools, and we're not turning out a STEM literate workforce. And the members of Congress asked the Secretary of the Army, who was in attendance, what do you have that you could provide to Celebrate Freedom that would provide them with a wow factor when they go to the schools to get the attention of the students, so we can have a serious discussion about what is it you want to do when you graduate? And the Secretary of the Army said, well, I have Cobra helicopters, but I can't let Celebrate Freedom have them because it's an armed combat aircraft and we need them. And several members of Congress said, but what if we change law so that Celebrate Freedom could receive them? The Secretary of the Army was very diplomatic. Now we have these aircraft that are unique that we can take to the schools.
The Celebrate Freedom Foundation prides itself on encouraging students to pursue careers in science, technology, engineering, and mathematics. For educators who are unable to take students out to the Columbia Metro Airport, don't worry, the foundation can come out to you. Now, Lori, could you elaborate more on the Celebrate Freedom Foundation's STEM programs, and can students get actual hands-on experience?
Yes, we actually will bring the field trip to the schools. That way, all the students get to see our program.
If I could just add, when you hear this helicopter coming, that whop whop and shaking the windows, it's got your attention. And when we land in that athletic field at a school, we have turned that athletic field into an airport.
We bring the helicopters, we bring drones, and we bring it to the school for a day. And that way they can touch it, feel it, sometimes get inside of it. And it's our veterans of all different branches of services coming in and talking to the kids. They are talking about science, technology, engineer, mathematics, and arts. Did I mention that my helicopters are painted by high schoolers? And they're South Carolinian high schoolers. We have the ability to talk about the different pathways, the different careers that you can do. We are K through 12 certified through the South Carolina Department of Education as well. We travel the whole Southeast, so if there's a school that you would like for us to come and bring our wonderful program to your school, reach out to us. We are already booking for the next years to come as well. And if you want to have your knowledge give back to the students, this is where you can come. From teachers to veterans, you can work on the aircrafts or you can enhance what the teachers are already teaching.
Lori, I understand that you've got a surprise to announce today.
Well, we've talked so much about our Huey and was wondering, we have an extra seat in the Huey. Would you like to ride?
No way.
Whoa.
Do you approve?
Approved, eh?
Let's go then.
Absolutely, let's do it.
Let's do it. Actually going for a ride in their Huey, this was unexpected, but I am not complaining. This is gonna be awesome. As I looked out the side door of the Huey, I began to ponder about this helicopter's history. I was in the 6th grade when 9/11 happened. I can only imagine what it must have been like for those in Washington, D.C. who witnessed the attack on the Pentagon that fateful day. Thanks to the Celebrate Freedom Foundation team, we owe them our gratitude for restoring this piece of history so it can be enjoyed for future generations. I'm Andrew Davis. Thank you for joining us, and we hope to see you on the next Curiosity Trek. Hey everyone, we really hope you enjoyed this episode of Curiosity Trek. If you did, please like, share, subscribe, and if you'd like to check out some previous treks we've taken across the Palmetto State, click on one of these other videos to explore more historical treasures.